Panama City, Florida, a once bustling beach town turned into rubble. October 10, 2018, a near Category 5 strength Hurricane Michael roared onshore, leaving a path of destruction never seen before in the quiet Florida panhandle. And in the midst of this mess stands a little Catholic school, majorly damaged by Michael.
I've been through Hurricane Andrew and Charlie, and it's just, I've never seen something where it's this fast.
Vicki Parks has been the principal here for 2 years. Before the storm, she did her best to protect the iPads and computers and to move important items away from windows. But Michael's winds were too much for the school, built in the 1950s.
I parked half a mile away and walked to school. I just had to make sure it was all right, never thinking the trees and the damage everywhere, just in a matter of 2 hours. And just to see the building, it was shocking and heartbreaking. First, I came through the front gate, and to see the huge trees, hundreds of years old, toppled over on the building. As I came into the building, the broken glass, and then to open the classrooms and see the water damage on the floor. And then when I got to this wing, our new middle school wing, and to see the insulation hanging down and the roof in the courtyard and everything. I mean, this was our pride and joy.
All the kids' work was gone, everywhere. iPads were underwater, computers. It was like something that I've never seen before.
Everything's broken, and when I went in the classroom, it was devastating, like even in middle school classrooms. And it's like, oh my goodness, this is our home. The floors are all wet and the windows are broken. We have our new books, brand new books that we just changed this school year, and they're all wet.
Dana Page has been a teacher at St. John for 4 years. She brought her 3 children, Patton, Patrick, and Danica, to see what the storm had left of their school. When they arrive at the preschool classroom,
Patton, look at your classroom!
little Patton can't contain his emotion.
You okay? Look at your room. You know, is that the altar where you place your do your altar?
This tree is so big, it almost came out. Look.
Huh? The glass is broken. Oh no.
As a mother, her heart aches for her children's suffering, and as a teacher, she feels the same sense of loss.
I've worked so hard all summer to decorate the classroom, and then when I went inside, all the bulletin boards are gone, and it's it's not good.
And in the middle of all the damage, when seeing a familiar face of a student fills them with emotion,
I'm so glad that she's okay.
they know that there's still more work to be done.
I've got to find my students. I've only found 7 of them.
Okay, we'll have to.
So I got to find the rest of them. Whether or not I have to go to their house or do something, I need to find out.
I was not able to get in touch with all the parents, but the parents that I've talked to said they are not sure as to when they're coming back. They're in Tallahassee, they're in Alabama, all these places.
Just no food, no water. I can't imagine the terror that the children are experiencing, and then the frustration as each day goes by. It's just a little bit more desperate.
Father Kevin McEwen is the school chaplain at St. John. He returned from leading a parish pilgrimage to the destruction of Michael.
When I arrived in Panama City the first time, it was Saturday evening at dusk. I could only see what was in the headlights. But I had seen many pictures online and on Facebook, so I knew what I was getting into. I knew it looked like a bomb went off. I knew it looked like a war zone. And then coming in and seeing the trees down, the telephone poles, driving over many power lines, it was surreal. There's no real way to describe the impact of it. But that was challenging. But I was fairly well prepared for it based on the pictures I had seen and the accounts I had heard before I arrived. And I came loaded with supplies from Tallahassee, and it was good to be home though. It was hard to be so far away. Knowing that many people were still here going through it, but it was good to be back.
For Father Kevin, one of the hardest parts of seeing the school destroyed is knowing its importance to this community. This
is a parish school, but it's the only Catholic school that serves this community, our Catholic community and our wider community, for the whole area of Panama City. And we are the only school in the diocese that suffered anything on a catastrophic level. But yeah, it's going to be a long road.
A road that is paved with faith.
You know, whether it be you walk in a room and you see, you know, Mary's still on the cross is still on the wall, Mary's unbroken, you know, then it's just those out of the rubble and destruction. You just see God's grace.
Love is still possible, and we can love in the midst of this. And also, there have been so many people that have been coming out to help, and that is a sign of, I think, what God does through these tragedies and catastrophes is he humbles people, and our hearts are opened.
I've seen a lot of people helping. We work as a community, we work as family, and you know, at these times where it's the hardest, it's when you see people helping each other, and it's amazing. It's beautiful.
Now they turn their focus to the future and what it will take to get back what was lost.
As far as what we need at the moment, I think the most important thing would be financial donations so that we can get the school up and running with bringing families back in and getting teachers working and getting immediate necessary supplies.
Reporting from Panama City, I'm Samantha Romero.
In Panama City, there was a school, St. John, and they got hit by a Category 5 hurricane, Hurricane Michael, and everything in their school was destroyed. Their classrooms, their roof, all of their iPads, their computers, just everything. Like, they had mass destruction to their school, and there's barely anything left for them. I was thinking of a way we as a Vero community could help to make sure they don't go through this alone, and make sure that they always have us as supporters to them. So I'm asking anybody who can help with just some donations. It doesn't even have to be $100. It could just be a couple dollars, whatever you have. It'll help a lot, because a little can go a long way for everyone. And we're gonna be going through the game next Friday. We're gonna be going through the stands with buckets to collect money, and then there's gonna be buckets at the front of the media center for everybody to drop off money for the hurricane victims in the school, and just so they can get back on track and fix everything that happened to their school. I wanted to try to go out into the community. It doesn't even have to be just Vero. If you know family and friends that know that they want to donate to Hurricane Michael victims, you can always just bring in money, or just tell your family and friends to come on over and come to a football game. Know that if something was going on in your school community, people would help no matter what, and they'll do as much as they can to help. So I feel if we all try to help, it'll help them in the long run, and they'll always do the same for us. So I feel if we give them that help that they need, they'll give us the help that we need.